Greetings from San Francisco, and thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts on design thinking and aging. Unfortunately, I'm not able to attend in person, so my presentation is coming to you pre-recorded. It's an honor for IDEO and for me to support the Paris-Est d.school at École des Pins in this international conference. There is so much that design thinking can bring to aging, and it's very exciting for me to see it as a theme at this event. So, to get started, I'd like to share a personal story. This is Miriam and her sister Aisha. They are both 90 years young. Aisha is my Algerian mother-in-law. She was born in Algiers and got married at 18. She raised 9 children during a war for independence. She has 19 grandchildren and 9 great-grandchildren so far. She teaches me about history, cooking, dancing, and life. I want all of us to design what Aisha evokes in me: joy, hope, and optimism. How might we meet the needs of the older adults? How might we dignify, codify, and amplify the positive aspects of getting older? How might we support multi-generational communities? How might we design for future innovations that meet the needs of young and old? I believe that design thinking is a powerful tool for answering compelling questions like these. Design thinking is squarely at the forefront of innovation. It's inspired by and creates with real people. Design thinking starts with people, their needs, and their desires, and it is most successful when it creates solutions that are at the intersection of desirability, feasibility, and viability. Design thinking is not rocket science. With people as inspiration, it is co-created, prototyped and iterated, and impactful on multiple levels: individual, economic, social, environmental. It is a verb and a noun. It is both a process and an outcome. Both are geared towards doing. It does transform organizations. It can be taught. And in fact, we are all designers. Design thinking was used to design the new donor experience for the American Red Cross, to redefine this organization's most valuable resource, to increase the national donor base, and to elevate the experience for everyone. It was used to design the ideal home for wounded warriors, to make housing truly accessible for vets and their families. And it was used to improve the nurse knowledge exchange. Shift changes are a big challenge for continuity of patient care, and it empowered nurses to develop better patient care solutions. So our purpose, you ask? Our purpose is to work on the world's most intractable problems and to create impact. So now let's look at what we are seeing in the aging space. Age is no longer an indicator of behavior. Lifestyle and interests hold the key, and age stereotypes need to go. What it means to be 50 today is quite different from what it meant to previous generations. 50 is a midpoint, filled with possibility and new opportunities, and built on knowledge and experience. So let's look at 7 principles, 7 inspirations, and 7 things to ask yourself. Principle 1, champion agelessness. When we talk with people, we often ask them to draw themselves today, to understand how they see themselves currently. And then we ask them to draw themselves in 20 years and tell us what has changed. Often, it's not much, just a few small adjustments, even if you're 105. The Nissan Cube is great inspiration and speaks to agelessness. Cars like the Cube offer personality and options that resonate with older adults as they age, like comfort, functionality, and accessibility. So ask yourself, how might we subtly accommodate changing needs, but still appeal to lifestyle values and not age? Principle 2, lead with purpose. The boomer generation has always been about change. And we can look to the elder Japanese engineers in this story who, in a time of need, led with purpose. In the aftermath of the tsunami, elder engineers stepped up and took on the repairs to the nuclear reactors. It was their way to take on the risks and give back to a younger generation. So how might we fuel passion, purpose, and proactivity, values that this generation hold dear? Principle 3, focus on the positive. Cancer touches us all, young and old, and the experience needs to support getting well as much as the treatment. Maggie's Cancer Care Centres in the UK are inspiration for us. The centres take a positive and holistic approach to healing and support. Rather than overwhelming patients, they are there when people are ready to use their services in an especially human-centered way. Even the outward appearance speaks to positive healing, not the look of a typical institutional healthcare facility. Comfort and home-like environment exists throughout. And in the end, it is the small touches that say, "I understand," that really count. How might we engender the necessary trust, but elevate the positive aspects of gaining it? Principle 4, be technologically respectful. Technology is rapidly permeating our lives, sometimes bringing value, but often it is just technology for the sake of technology. Where is the value proposition? The success story of the Raku Raku phone in Japan provides great inspiration. It was a huge success because of its ease of use and its empathy for older users. So ask yourself, how might we make technology as human-centered as possible? Principle 5, foster independence and interdependence. Aging in place is preferred by a large percentage of older adults as they age today, and services are growing to support them. Living intergenerationally benefits everyone. Often inspiration comes from unexpected places, like the elder care orphanage in Erbil, Iraq. The war in Iraq devastated families, fractured generations, and left them with little hope. The Army Corps of Engineers and the Iraqi government worked together to bring some hope and a new approach to begin the healing process. The orphanage they built brings together orphans and seniors to support each other and to start the healing process for both of them. So how might we design for personal independence and yet foster intergenerational connection? Principle 6, support the journey. How can we leverage the knowledge and skills of older adults and support their desire for lifelong learning? The Granny Cloud is but one example of leveraging the wisdom of elders and their desire to give back.
Val Almond and Debbie Mann are the vanguard of a revolutionary new approach to global education. Once a week they log onto their computers to talk to, read and play games with groups of children from remote parts of India.
Hello. My name is Debbie and I live in Loughborough, which is in the middle of England. Can you see this picture?
Yes.
What is it?
This cross-cultural education project is the brainchild of Professor Sugata Mitra, who originally from...
So how might we design products and services that support self-discovery, lifelong learning, and personal development? Principle 7, acknowledge the destination. After Sicily provides inspiration, Cicely Saunders was an English nurse best known for her role in the birth of the hospice movement and the importance of palliative care in modern medicine. After Cicely is a film that documents the work of a group of Asian women in palliative care, following in the footsteps of Cicely and with great empathy for the cultural and emotional needs of their patients and their families. Here is a small excerpt.
For me, dying is a very natural process of living. It is a moment of completion of life that's here on earth. Somebody once told me that dying is by yourself. You can have people surrounding you, but you make their own journey. And for him, it is like flying up to the sky, into the space. And I think there's nobody around you following you, and it's quite frightening. There's no turning back. You just float up. And the other one said that she's just being invited into that forest. Many trees, it's all green, but a safe forest that she can find the pathway, and in search of that light that is being hidden among the trees, among the branches. And this person happened to be someone that loves plants and all this, and she see her death as that, going into something that she loved. Our role is accompanying them to the journey and to be with them in their pain, in their joy, and even in their disappointment, and to really witness their death. I always believe it is an invitation.
So ask yourself, how might we say goodbye? Is it about making a painless departure, or encasing the memories for those left behind? So, what are we doing about all of this? We are sharing our best practices freely, like the Human-Centered Design Toolkit for students, educators, and practitioners. We created our own nonprofit to be able to do projects with greater impact for clients that could not traditionally afford us. We created an open-source design platform called Open IDEO to solve the world's challenges and to build a broader culture of design and designers. We've created Designs On, an award-winning design innovation platform that gives our creative community provocations around themes, like aging, to advance the global discussion. So in closing, I'd like to share a short 2-minute video that was created by one of our Shanghai designers for Designs on Aging this past year. Enjoy. Thank you again for this opportunity. Merci beaucoup.